Longhorns will kick it away first. Great starting point. Grabs it inside his 25, and here he comes. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22.
All right, let's get it. Right. Easton.
Dropping back, it's Stewart. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
And I think this offense was looking for a reason to ignite the home crowd, coming out on first down, throwing the football, but the defense was ready. Nice job getting to the quarterback, making a big sack on the first play of the game.
And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack.
And you simply cannot start the game any better if you're on defense. The first two plays of the game, you get a sack. That's how you seize momentum.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Gonna take a shot. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that third down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You've got to be able to make that play.
So we're scoreless, their first drive of the game, and this coach is wasting no time taking a gamble by going for it on fourth down in his own territory. Shoots it to the left. The running back gets open downfield and makes the catch. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs.
And I don't know how to explain that one. Fourth down and long, the percentages are low anyways, and on your side of the field, that is not the way I want to create momentum or start my first half. I'm not sure what they were thinking on offense.
This offense has it with really good field position. Give to the running back. And the good news for the offense, there's nowhere to go from here but forward. No gain on the first play.
And on that play on the RPO, they had the look they wanted, but up front, they just could not get the job done. You see linemen losing their one-on-one battles. There was nowhere for that running back to go.
From the gun, running back on the move. They make the stop, but he got work done on the ground, picking up 6 to the 23. And the Longhorns want to crank the tempo. They'll leave it with him. Creates a little space. Just steamrolling the defense. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Texas!
Number 1 with the carry.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And the house call coming on the run from the 23. They'd hope to get that thing bouncing around, but the hands team is able to corral it.
Well, I give them a lot of credit for having guts. You normally don't see onside kicks until the very end of the game. Here we are in the first quarter, and they tried one, but it didn't work. So their defense now has to come out here and bail them out.
To the air, it's Stewart, looking to buy time. He's going to sling it into the heart of the field. Slippery slide, find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Penn State!
That is so hard to defend. QB wants to make a play from the pocket, but does a great job escaping to his left, eyes down the field. Palmer, he looked like a young athletic Jesse Palmer, getting outside the pocket and throwing a dime.
I would have torn my ACL if I had tried to roll out to my left like that in my playing days. But how about this quarterback keeping his eyes downfield, never quitting on the play, and finding a viable option and delivering an accurate throw so that he could advance it after the catch and take it all the way into the end zone.
From inside the 10, here he comes. He gets a block, and he's able to pick his way through the traffic nicely for a good return on that one before he's brought down. First snap of this drive comes from the 32. Back in motion, trying to clear the picture. Grabbed behind the line. It's Barber. And he'll go down, but he delivered the business end of his stiff arm to that defender on the way.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
Grabbed behind the line. It's Barber. Still running at the 40. Gashing the D on the right. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Longhorns!
Number 21 with the catch and score.
Getting set for the point after.
On for the extra point.
And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. They wasted no time on that drive. 2 plays, touchdown just like that.
Penn State 7.
On the run from inside his 25.
Returner is tackled down at the 34. And your Penn State Nittany Lions will take over. 1st and 10.
This drive will get underway from just inside the 35 at their own 34. Back to pass, it's Stewart. Here he goes breaking the pocket. Throwing on the run. All alone, he's got it. Out of bounds at the 43-yard line after the huge pickup. And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. And the play will stand after the replay booth just does a little double checking to make sure. Now it's a first down from the 43-yard line. Looking downfield on first down. Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete.
Yeah, and sometimes the coverage is just great. And as a quarterback, you throw the football away or don't try to force it too tight into a window, and you just say, hey, defense won that rep. Good coverage.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Fires left. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
This offense is being aggressive, and they keep going back to the same guy. We're early in the game in the first quarter. This guy's already scored a touchdown, so if I'm a quarterback, keep trying to get him the football. He's winning his matchups one-on-one. Nice job by the defense on that play, but don't lose focus if you're the QB here. Keep trying to find your big-time playmaker.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Makes the grab. It's Fisher. Breaks into... He smashes his way through again. And a good pickup to move the chains, and the clock will expire, and that's how they'll be set up to start the second quarter. They flipped into the field, and we're ready to play.
Texas 14. Penn State 7.
First play of the period, first down here. He's knocked down a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage. And the Nittany Lions headed quickly to the line.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's 1st and goal from the 7. The offense threatening. Close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. Back to throw, it's Stewart. Now adjusting. Unleashes to the end zone. And he really wanted to get the touchdown there, but it's incomplete. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. They'd really rather not have to settle for 3. It's 3rd and goal from the 6. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Nittany
This has been a back-and-forth battle with a lot of football left to go. Really nice job executing on that rushing touchdown. If they get this extra point, this thing is all tied up.
Extra point here will tie the game. And the extra point is good. An impressive 66-yard touchdown drive. And he got into the house from the 6 to finish it. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. Coming out with it, it's Gibson. He only needs a sliver of daylight. He found some really good running room on that one and just about got loose. As it is, good return to set up the drive. Opening play of this drive comes from the 34. Sends it back in motion. Here's the handoff. They'll get him at the 45, but he got 10 on that one. They'll go hurry up here. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Barber.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
And the Longhorns with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Gets the back moving. The give on the inside. And there was nowhere to go. Just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Offense trying to go RPO, but how about the defense? Up front, their front 7, they had dudes winning, just being way more physical and able to get to that running back.
To the air, it's Francis. Throws to the wideout. And the deflection on 3rd down. How big is that? Forces a 4th down.
Really nice job by the defense, playing aggressive, understanding it could be a running situation, but still playing disciplined enough to play the pass and be successful on that 3rd and short.
He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Converts on 4th down. Still going. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that 4th down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
The Longhorns have it with a 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays, but sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well, but if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. The pull and throw off the RPO. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock.
For a wide receiver screen to work, you've got to have better blocking out in front by other receivers, and they're just not physical enough at the point on that last play.
Out of the gun, the running back has it. He's got enough for the 1st down. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. Looking to throw on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
Well, the quarterback knew he wanted to go to his tight end on that play. He's a big physical target, but it was the hit on the play that forced the incompletion.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. They'll send the back in motion. Back to throw, it's Francis. Unloads it left. Touchdown, Texas! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Number 0 with the grab and the score.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And And with the extra point, the score is now 21-14. An impressive 66-yard touchdown drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Here's the return from inside the 25. Needed just a little more help to turn that into a big return. They'll mark him down at the 29.
First and 10.
Waning seconds of the first half. Let's see just how aggressive they'll be. Looking to throw on first down. Keeps looking downfield. He throws it back to the left, a risky ball. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
That's the end of the first half. With the score, Texas 21, Penn State 14.
Go ahead and roll the dice to start this second half. They're lined up for an onside kick. That football must be riveted to your rib cage. How can you let it go? At least they fell on it. They'll start this drive at their own 48. Oh, it's picked off. That's not the start they hoped for. Got a lot of room to the right. And with the interception, he'll take it all the way back. Touchdown, Penn State!
How oftentimes can you say that there is a safety who is the most dangerous guy on the field with the ball in his hands? Did you see that guy and his ability in the open field once he picked it off? There was nobody on offense even coming close to getting that guy down. What an athlete.
And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. On the run from inside his own. And the ball is loose on the return. And they are fortunate to avoid the turnover as the fumble goes out of bounds. Opening play of this drive comes from the 13-yard line. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up.
I tell you what, it puts you in a tough position when you're backed up inside your own 20 trying to come out. But when you're a defense and you can force a turnover and you already set your offense up in scoring position, they are going to be extremely happy, and that offensive coordinator is going to look extremely smart.
Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Man, oh man, the ball carrier was just shut down.
And I tell you what, they need some push up front too, right? They got to move those defensive linemen out of the way, at least create a hole so your running back has a chance. Not there, he didn't have any.
Flushed out of the pocket. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Nittany Lions! And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half. Offense did exactly what it's supposed to do with a start like that one.
When you're set up with that field position, you're thinking touchdowns. You're not thinking field goals. It's exactly what the offense does, takes advantage of great field position.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. They got the ball in great field position, and bam, bam, 2 plays and into the end zone.
Texas 21.
Now to make sure this kickoff team covers it well to not give back that last score. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18.
Offense will take over. First and 10.
They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. Touch pass on the run. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jet.
He's into the open down the middle. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Longhorns!
Number 0. Catch and score.
Here comes the two-point try. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Looking for the two-point try. To throw, it's Francis. Into the end zone for the two-point conversion, and with that, they take the lead.
And that's the score. Texas 29, Penn State 28.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. To the ground with the back. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
That's such a great physical play by the defense because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country, and we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction. Not that time. It's the big guys up front on defense getting penetration, and they're sending him back for a tackle for loss.
Wants to go up top. Buys a little extra time. He'll let it go to the left. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on second down, and they'll be left with a third down.
Well, you can see the frustration on this guy's face. He's one of the best receivers in college football, and they knew coming into this game that he had to get touches, but you can't say enough about how good this defense has been defending him. They've always had an answer, whether it's single coverage, double coverage, man, or zone.
Turning it on. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down.
Third and long, I'm thinking bring in extra DBs, play for the pass, rush the passer, and this offense flips the script, runs the football right at him. Nice job by this offense catching him off guard, making the big play, getting the first down with the run.
They mark him out of bounds at the 42, and they're on the move.
It's obviously huge to make the catch, but give that receiver credit. Nice spatial awareness, knowing where he is on the field to make sure that he's in bounds when he secures the catch.
Complete. Crosses the 30. He's got a lane. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
The Nittany Lions with the first and 10. Looking to throw, it's Stewart. The sweet feet buy a little time. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
And quarterback's accuracy goes way down when you start to get him on the move. And you want to make it go way down even further? Pop that sucker. Nice job making him move, scramble out to his left, and then getting a good clean stick on him, that's two things he has to think about on one play.
And back to the air on second down. And he just overshot his man and threw it out of bounds, incomplete.
All right, you got to be careful here if you're the quarterback, right? Back-to-back incompletions. You've had a nice drive. You're still in field goal range, though. Think about this. You cannot take a sack. That has got to be what the play caller is reminding his quarterback about in the headsets right now. If it's not there, throw this thing away because we've got a chance to at least get 3 points here.
Working that left side now. And they'll move the chains with the first down, but that might be it for the third quarter.
First and goal, Nittany Lions.
1 quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic fourth quarter finish. They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, they're trying to run the football there, just nowhere to go. They got dominated up front at the point of attack.
They keep pushing forward, now back to work on second and goal from the 6. He'll keep it himself. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
And this offense put together a really good drive, man. Like, that was a good drive, but third down in the red zone when the field starts to shrink, they really struggled to try to find a play to get someone open.
And this could prove to be the biggest play of the game. They'll go for it on 4th and goal. Looking to throw at Stewart. He wants it all. To the end zone, and it's picked off. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
QBs have to understand, when I'm throwing against zones, I got to manipulate guys with my eyes. I might have to look one direction to create an opening to throw that ball or zip that ball in. I got to use touch. It's really hard when all eyes are on me, and you could tell the quarterback was not ready and did not make a good throw.
Opening play of this drive comes from the 12-yard line. Motion from the back. The give as they work on that clock. He's going to lose a yard on that one. So now it's second and long. Leaves it with the running back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
All right, so I know the defense is going to be aggressive, right? They got their stop. They forced a third down. How aggressive does the offense want to be in response? Because if I throw the football, get a first down, I can run this clock almost out. This defense has to make a choice, but this offense, how aggressive do you want to be?
He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Now this is rolling the dice, or perhaps they've gone outside their head. They're already up. Boy, this could really backfire if they don't convert on 4th down. And it's taken away by the defense, and they desperately needed that turnover. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And what an inopportune moment to throw that INT. They're barely holding on to a lead here late in the game. And that's a situation, David, as a quarterback, where you've got to be so good with your decision-making and ball security. that mistake could really cost his team.
And this defense, that is just what they needed. Man, you're down late in the football game, and now you get a chance to give your offense the football to go possibly take the lead in this game. Great job by this defense when they needed it the most.
Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. Operating in the red zone here on second down. They'll run the quarterback sneak.
On the play. First and goal, Penn State.
Already in prime field goal position, but they would love to score a touchdown to take the lead. And they take a knee to set up the kicker, and they'll try to knock through a field goal to win this one. This is the football equivalent of throwing in the towel or no mas, as they will concede defeat. Timeout called by the defense, 27 seconds to go. Can the D deny them on second and goal? The run up the middle, looking for the score. That is a big win for this defense, as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
It's looking like they're going to have to try to throw this one into the end zone here on third down, David. Quarterback's got to be careful. Can't get greedy because you know these windows, they close fast.
Extremely tight windows. Find your big body guys that you know can win in contested situations here on third down.
Well, that's nice by the running back there, showing you his experience and his self-control, because a lot of guys would have tried to bounce that football to the outside, but he understands the assignment. We're in the middle of the field. We need to stay in the middle of the field to give our kicker the best field position and angle possible to go and kick this game-winning field goal.
Nerves of steel right down the boulevard on the game-winning chip shot. Well, points weren't the issue, guys, but they couldn't string together enough stops to get the victory.
Yeah, good news, bad news scenario, I guess. Good news is you're going to score. This offense looks like they can be explosive and they can light up the scoreboard. Bad news, though, David, they've got a lot to clean up on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and welcome to college football nowadays, right? This is how it works, a ton of points. Defenses learn as you go, but you got to get better. You got to force some turnovers, create those negative plays. Just can't give up so many points.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.